Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim stream. It has been, what, 2 weeks maybe since the last stream? I can't remember. You know, with all the holiday stuff going on, you know, work schedule, whatever, it's taken a little bit of time to get back into a live stream. We are going to do an interesting stream today. Well, I find it interesting. And that is, today's stream is going to be in 2 different sims. So we're just going to start off here in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Yes, I am back in 2020, and that does have nothing to do with 2024, honestly. It has to do just with, I really want to fly this iFly aircraft. And so about a week and a half ago, I finally jumped back into the sim just so I could fly this plane for a little bit. But I do primarily fly in 2024. So the first video will be here in 2020. And for the first flight, we're going to use FSHud. Now, FSHud is a AI-ish ATC software, and I did a recent review on the channel. The last time I did a stream actually was with FSHud. It was my very first attempt at FSHud. Well, sorry, it wasn't a stream, it was a video. It was my very first attempt with FSHud, and since then there has been at least one major update to fix vectors. And the developer has been very on point to make sure things are fixed whenever there's an issue addressed. And so that's what we're going to use first. The flights are going to be the exact same. We're going to depart from PHNL, and we're going to head on over to PHMK. And the reason why I'm doing this flight, it's a short hop. Both are you know, they're the same flight, so short hops. But the reason why I'm doing these flights is because Jay Russ in the channel here, he's a regular commenter and viewer on the channel. He's had some issues with BeyondATC with this approach, and so I thought it'd be interesting to do this flight. Now he used a different approach. We're going to see what happens with this. I'm not going to set anything up. I'm going to let it do everything on its own. But we're going to see what FSHud does, and we're going to see what BeyondATC does. And eventually on this channel I will have a comparison of the 3 major players when it comes to AI ATC within Flight Simulator. That is to come probably in about a week and a half or so. Okay, so let's jump on in. Again, this is the beautiful 737 iFly Max from iFly. And of course this is only currently available in 2020. Alright, so the first thing you want to do in this thing is you want to go to Sim. You want to go to ground, and you want to connect some stuff. And then I like to go over to performance mode, or performance screen, go to weight and balances, and in here I have flow, which I really miss over in 2020. Click on passengers, and we're going to add the passengers. We have 146 passengers on this flight. Cargo is going to be 64, so 32. Can't just round it. And then set payload, and then fuel is 7912, and plan fuel 2067. Set fuel, and that gives us a zero fuel weight of 134 and zero fuel weight 134. So pretty much right on the T. Complete that one, and we're set there. Let's go on top here, and we're going to turn on the battery, turn on the ground power. Adjust the volume of the sim real quick. And up here at the IRSs, and put those on nav. Back on over here, pitot heat. Well, I guess not pitot heat, it's window heat and probe heat. I'm going to be cruising a really short height, which is only 9,000. So I'm going to go down here and do flight altitude 9,000. We're going to get some lights going here. Okay, that's all good. And we have APU, I think I set it to turn on, right? I can't remember. Okay, back on down here, we're going to go to this guy, position, next, grab our IRS, drop it on in, route, request it. And while that's requesting, let's load up FSHud. So start sim brief, import my sim brief profile. We're going to be United 516, and we're going to click on start flight. And now let's load this in. Alright, so for this flight, we'll keep FSHud up here, but in BeyondATC, I do not have it. There's no, well, I think there might be an in-game panel, but I don't use it. We're departing runway 04 left, and we are United 516. So everything is live except for the time. Time might change to, daytime, so I can see what's going on. I want to see the scenery in 2020. I'm going to go to reserves of 2. Cruising is 068 at 16. ISA is 12. Execute. Next. And take off. Flaps 5. Trims. And V speeds. Okay. Departure. We don't, yeah, we do actually have a departure. We have a departure via MKK5 via MKK. Okay, execute. And our arrival, we don't have an arrival at this point other than runway 35. The RNAV Bravo looks like 35. And this is plate PALAY is what I think J. Russ used and he had issues with. So we're just going to go with whatever our sim profile said for this flight. Okay, everything is good there. I think we can get rid of this for now. And let's go ahead and get our clearance. I'll bring up our comms a little bit.
Honolulu clearance. United 516. Request clearance to Molokai. Stand 149er. With information November.
United 516, cleared to Molokai. Expect my Kilo 5, departure runway 04 right. Initial climb 9,000, then is filed. Squawk 6552.
Cleared to Molokai. Expect my Kilo 5 departure runway 04 right. Initial climb 9,000, then as filed. Squawk 6552. United 516.
United 516, read back is correct. When ready, contact Honolulu ground 121.9er.
When ready, Honolulu ground 121.9er. United 516.
Okay, so it's going to switch us over to ground frequency. Let's go to pushback.
Honolulu ground, United 516. We are ready for push and start. Stand 149er.
United 516, push and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved. United 516.
So one thing I did screw up is I kind of screwed up where I dropped the plane in. I forget, this is the parking. I wanted to go to the terminal, but so with the second flight, I'll try to actually get us at the terminal. Parking brake is released. Start to push back. Engine's rotating. Start the clock. And introduce fuel. Go to RTO for brakes. You know, it's funny, when you don't use a plane for a while, you start to forget some things of how it operates, and that definitely was the case in this plane. But I've now done, I think this is my 8th flight in this aircraft in the past week and a half or so, so I'm kind of getting myself back into it. I'm hoping this does come to 2024 soon, though. That is the only reason I have to come back into 2020, which I don't mind, but I do have an empty community folder for the most part. Now with FSHud, you can certainly use your voice to talk if you really, really want to. The same as BeyondATC and the same as Say Intentions. I am choosing for this flight not to. I'm going to let the AI do all of its stuff for me, the co-pilot. Just because the Max is a bit more hands-on, and that's why I picked this one for the first flight. Alright, let's get our taxi clearance.
Honolulu ground, United 516. Request taxi.
United 516, taxi to holding point runway 04 right, via Charlie.
Taxi to holding point runway 04 right, via Charlie, United 516.
So that's slightly off. It should be Charlie and then Foxtrot. So it's missing Foxtrot. But that's not too terrible. Alright, so we have good engine number 1. Let's go to both. Pumps on. Gens on. APU is off. Packs on. APU bleed is off. Taxi lights on. Okay. Let's get rolling out of here. Flaps should come down to 5. Flight director's on. So this is Delta up here. We're going to go down to Charlie. Or sorry, to Foxtrot. Alright, flaps are set 5. Good. And I did forget one thing. That's over here. Let's go ahead and copy this guy. On and off. Weather is good in both of our airports. Now I should be using my career mode with New Sky because I had a 5 rating on one of my flights at the Max, so now I don't have a type rating for it. Technical glitch, not my fault. Technical glitch. Alright, so holding point for right. That's up here. Again, it should have gave us Foxtrot, but it is what it is.
United 516, taxi to holding point runway 04 right, via Foxtrot Charlie.
Well, now it gave us Foxtrot.
Taxi to holding point runway 04 right, via Foxtrot Charlie, United 516.
So it's a little sensitive. Once you get up to the holding point, it will switch on over to...
United 516, taxi to holding point runway 04 right,
Oh boy,
via
might be
Foxtrot
bugged
Charlie.
out.
Taxi to holding point runway 04 right, via Foxtrot Charlie, United 516.
Let's see, we're going to look at the map real quick, see what it expects us to do. Foxtrot... Does it want us to go around? Oh, it's expecting us to depart for right. I see what's going on. Okay. That's my bad. I didn't check to see what the departure was. So this is all my fault. Alright, let's swing around. We're gonna break some cardinal rules here. SimBrief gave me 4 left. I didn't check to see what FSHud wanted. Hopefully I don't get caught up on that thing there. Taxi sign that I went over. Alright, we're alright. Okay, let's try this again. I'm trying to do everything just whatever the ATC program gives me and not make any adjustments. I didn't listen to it. It told me to taxi to 4 right. I thought it was taxi for the hold, but of course I failed. Okay, so go into 4 right down here, and then we also need to set up our computer. Whoop, to 4 right, so departure 4 right, and everything else is staying the same. No change there. V speeds are still set. Okay, now we should be golden. That's one thing I really like about FSHud is it does tell you up here what you're supposed to be doing.
United 516, contact Honolulu Tower 118.1.
Alright, now we're in the right spot.
Honolulu Tower 118.1, United 516.
Alright, over the tower. It automatically is going to switch us over. Ready for departure. Co-pilot mode is on here.
Honolulu Tower, United 516, runway 04 right, ready for departure.
The traffic is all in-game. That's being controlled by FSHud.
United 516, wind 060 degrees at 5 knots. Runway 04 right cleared for takeoff.
Runway 04 right, cleared for takeoff, United 516.
Alright, 04 right for departure. Alright, on departure, we're going to head over to the right. Landing lights are on, checked. Bring up the throttles. Toga set. And let's go flying. Again, this is a super short hop to test both these ATC programs out. So first off here, FSHud in 2020, and then we'll go over to BeyondATC, use voice recognition, and see how it fares. And we should get rotation momentarily, or sorry, V1 momentarily, and rotating. Positive rate of climb, gear going up. Alright, let's make our swing on over to the right. Alright, we're going direct to ATOSE. Flaps going up. RTO coming off.
United 516, contact CF departure 118.3.
Okay, looking good.
8CF departure 118.3, United 516.
I'm not sure why the audio is cutting out. I'm pretty sure it's just my side.
8CF departure, United 516, Mike Kilo 5 departure, passing 4,400, climbing to 9,000.
3936, contact Kalaloa Tower 132.6.
United 516 identified. Continue climb 9,000. Altimeter 3002. Kalaloa Tower 132.6. 3936.
And I think that could not only
Continue
happen,
climb
it seems to be...
9,000. Altimeter 3002, United 516.
Only seems to be in 2020.
4440 FL, Y Direct Hotel. November Lima. Cleared Hotel November Lima. A transition.
United 516, expect RNAV Bravo approach runway 05.
Alright, we're direct to MKK.
The transition. 4440.
So we go to this guy,
Expect
execute.
RNAV Bravo approach runway 05.
And let's go AP.
United 516.
Yeah, I don't know why it's cutting out. That's weird. Alright.
United 516. Contact Oakland Oceanic Center 118.4.
CF approach 90603. Passing flight level 180, descending to wind 7000.
Contact Oakland Oceanic Center 118.4. United 516.
90603 identified. Continue descend.
Oh, that's really bad.
Oakland Oceanic Center. United 516. Mike Kilo 5 departure. At 9,200.
United 516, rate our contact. When ready, descend 2,500. Altimeter 30.
Alright, so our airport is up yonder.
When ready, descend 2,500. Altimeter
Right up here.
3000. United 516.
We're expecting the runway 35 in SimBrief, but they are giving us runway 5 in FSHud for some reason, so we're going to change runway 5. Okay, and then we're going to go down to here, and we're going to go to arrival, runway 5. We don't have any transition at this point, right? A rose. Yep, no transition. Alright, and we're ready to descend 2,500. So, let's go ahead and pop that into our guy here. Again, like I said, this is a super short hop. I just want to see how these two programs work here. Alright, let's go ahead and bring our B speed down. Now, I guess apparently level change is what you're supposed to be using. Apparently pilots really don't use V speed in real life. That's what I was reading a comment somewhere, and that's what it said, so I don't know how true that is. Let's go ahead and reduce our speed as well. Let's go down to 210. Alright, let's go over here as well and go to landing. Copy for the FCM. Runway 5. Alright, so it is currently dry. Winds are... we don't have winds. So 0, 0. That's 0, 0. It is currently... well, we don't have temperature either. Alright, well, we have nothing to put in here. So, we're just gonna go on the fly here.
5007, expect Hotel November Lima. A transition, RNAV approach runway 04 right.
Expect Hotel November Lima. A transition RNAV approach runway 04 right.
Final course
5007.
01. And elevation 454.
5007, FL, Y Direct
Minimums
Hotel November Lima. When ready, descend
gonna be
17,000.
Direct Hotel November Lima. When ready, descend 17,000. 5007.
Oh, went way past it. Alright, there's 980. Alright, all looking good. So I'm curious what it's going to do once we hit this point here. I'm very, very curious. Direct to ATOSE. That's the interesting part. So it's vectoring us back out.
335, contact CF approach 118.3.
It's going to vector us over here to come in this way.
335.
So as of right now, we're cleared for MKK,
3407.
but then it's
Expect
direct
Hotel
to
November
ATOS.
Lean. A transition RNAV approach runway
So
04
swing out
right.
this way. So I'm going to go in here, and we're going to put that
Expect Hotel
in.
November Lean. A transition RNAV approach runway 04
And then we'll
right.
come in for the arrival.
3407.
3407. When ready, descend 17,000.
When ready, descend 17,000. 3407.
Now, in terms of mountains, as long as we are above, it looks like 2,000, we should be fine. I'm confused though why we're coming out here for runway 5, but I'm trying to look at the charts here to see if it makes sense to me. I guess it kind of does. Looks like they vector you around the mountains. So everything should be fine. Again, next flight we're gonna do the 319 in 2024 with BeyondATC, same exact flight. And we're gonna let the ATC do its navigation. So, what if you're new to ATC with Flight Sim 2020 or 2024, whether it's FSHud or BeyondATC, if you file a SimBrief profile, or sorry, if you file a SimBrief flight plan, it will use that information, but it will adjust it based on weather. So in this case, FSHud completely changed the flight plan. I had a different runway for departure, I had a different runway for arrival, and it changed both of those. So it's going to be interesting to see what BeyondATC does, because BeyondATC also has dynamic changes. Whether that's right or wrong is also the question mark, because I know that BeyondATC is a little behind when it pulls weather. I don't know how often FSHud pulls the weather. From my understanding, I think FSHud pulls it from within the sim. So as long as the sim weather, whatever the sim weather is, whenever, I think Microsoft does that every hour as well, like BeyondATC. Whatever the sim weather is what the information is pulling from. BeyondATC, I don't know for sure. Okay, we're almost down to 2,500.
2,500.
We got some mountains right below us. Remember when I did this flight with, say, intentions? It was definitely trying to
turn
kill
right
me.
heading 185.
Okay, 185, we're getting vectors.
Right heading 185. United 516.
185.
United 516, fly heading 110.
Now we're going to 110.
Fly heading 110. United 516.
Okay. The runway is actually right down below us over there. There's a runway, there's 5. Let's reduce our speed down to 180, because I think we're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
5007, contact CF approach
Last minute.
118.3.
Let's get our flaps coming down.
Contacted. CF approach 118.3. 5007.
6935, expect Hotel November Lean. A transition RNAV approach runway 04 right.
Be interesting to know what the default ATC does in this
Expect
flight as
hotel
well.
November Lean. A transition
I'm not doing
RNAV
that in
approach
this
runway 04 right.
on the stream.
6935.
This is all just a test. I don't think any of them have
6935, when ready
radar,
to descend
or
17,000.
terrain awareness either, so
When
it
ready
could
to
very
descend
much kill us that way
17,000.
as well.
6935.
So it might be just swinging us around this way. That's my guess. I've had to do that before. We're going to stick at 2,500 because that's what it cleared us down to. We haven't got any other clearance at that point for our descent. There's a star that's it's titled PETTN. That's about right here. So it might be trying to intercept that. And then swing us
6550,
around.
proceed direct Hotel November Lima. When ready, descend 17,000. Speed 210.
Direct Hotel November Lima. When ready, descend 17,000. Speed 210. 6550.
For regular watchers of the channel,
United 516, turn right heading 145.
oops, hit the wrong button. All right, 145.
Right heading 145. United 516.
Yeah, I think it's trying to intercept that star. Next week I'll get back to regular scheduled flights, not testing ones like this one. Got up and I was like, you know what, it'd be interesting to do an experimental flight.
United 516, turn right heading 235.
235.
Right heading 235. United 516.
Alright, speed's looking good, altitude's good from what I can tell. The mountains are good. Flaps are set. Okay, so now it looks like we're going to try to intercept ATOS. I think we could have made it with that first turn, but maybe it knew we weren't going to. So it corrected it. I'm still new to FSHud, so I'm not 100% sure what it tries to do. I haven't figured out its awareness yet. I know what BeyondATC does. If you miss a point, it tries to
United
re-vector you for that
516,
point.
turn right heading 255.
The intentions
Right
will just
heading
lose you
255.
sometimes.
United 516.
Sometimes it will correct you, try to bring you back around.
United 516, turn right heading 315. Cleared RNAV Bravo approach runway 05. Report established final track.
Okay. That's getting us back on track.
Right
Cool.
heading 315. Cleared RNAV Bravo approach. Report established final track. United 516.
Okay, so it's doing what I thought it was going to do, which is get us back on course here. It didn't think we're going to make it, so it vectored us back around. Alright, so let's go direct to JOP.
3407, contact CF approach
good.
118.3.
Alright, let's go AP off my aircraft.
118.3, 3407.
6880, expect Hotel November Lean. A transition RNAV approach runway 04 right.
Expect Hotel November Lean. A transition RNAV approach runway 04 right. 6880.
Alright, we're cleared for
6880,
runway
when ready,
5
descend
arrival.
17,000.
So we're going to follow this RNAV Bravo.
When ready, descend 17,000.
And then swing on in.
6880.
Now, in terms of the altitude, I'm just kind of following the RNAV approach here. I'm a little high at this point. Bring back our speed. Let's go down to 145. Oops, flaps coming down. Don't quite have the runway in sight. Or sorry, I don't have the airport in sight or the runway in sight. Alright, just following the arrival now. The airport should be like right in front of me here. Why am I missing it? Right here? There's the, yep. Alright, swing on over to the right a little bit. We're a little high. Speeds are good though. This is a crazy approach.
Caution, obstacle. Caution,
Obstacle.
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 Minimum. Terrain. Pull up.
Take it easy. We're coming in for a landing.
Caution, obstacle. Caution, obstacle. Terrain.
United 516. Established on final track.
Terrain. Pull up. Terrain.
United 516, contact Molokai Tower 125.7.
Well, we're landing without tower approval, I guess.
Pull up. 400.
Molokai Tower 125.7. United 516.
Terrain. Pull up. 100. Terrain.
Molokai Tower, United 516 on final 05.
Alright, we landed. We're on final and we've did we get cleared to land? That all went to hell, didn't it? I was supposed to vector farther out, I think.
United 516, when vacated, contact ground 121.9.
Alright. Well, we made it.
When vacated,
It vector us
contact
around,
ground
so it did good.
121.9.
ATC did good.
United 516.
We're just gonna go over here. I'm sure glad I didn't do career mode now that I think about it. That would have been awful. That would have been really bad. Alright. Parking brake is set. Now, I want to bring up really quick if I have it installed on here. I don't know if I do. I do have Navigraph. Or Navicharts. Alright, let me just go to... I'll just do the browser. Because I want you to kind of see what I was looking at. Okay, so let's go to import summary, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the Bravo, RNAV Bravo, so it had us go from here, we went here, and then we bounced over here. It swung us around, so we intercepted ATOS here, or ATOS, whatever, however you say it, and then I'm pretty sure I was supposed to go here to FSHud, but I didn't have that programmed, and instead I went straight this way and made the final course for the correction here to land. But if I would have intercepted this here, I would have had more room to make the turn. So let's see, circling to runway 1723, not authorized at night, final approach course offset 12, highly controlling lights. Missed approaches. But it's coming from this direction, so I'm a little confused. If you're coming from this direction, you'd enter in and then rotate around. So that's where I'm a little confused at. So I'm not quite sure what the exact way to get in there was, or is. So we'll see. Okay, so then once you have that done, we'll just go ahead and cancel out of this, and we will jump into our next sim. So let's hide this dude for a second. All right, let's close out of 2020. We'll jump into 2024, and we're going to do this exact same flight with BeyondATC. And we're going to see if there's any difference with the flight. So I feel FSHud did a really good job overall, personally. It's a weird approach. I can see it being difficult for, trying to program that information into the system. But I think with what it had to work with, I feel it did a pretty good job. And I'm going to go ahead and reset my flight in Navigraph. So it's bringing everything direct from that again. So, okay, so it's saying runway 4 left for departure and 35 for the arrival. So we'll see if that changes or if that stays the same. Thankfully, 2024 loads up extremely fast compared to 2020. I say that and it'll probably take forever. So again, we'll use, boy, now I don't know if I want to use voice. Well, yeah, I'll use voices. I mean, voice recognition. Just because I feel more confident in the auto flying of the 319. It's an interesting approach. I'm not quite sure what the right way to do that is. Now, 3.5 makes sense for the Bravo, because then it's a straight-in arrival. It's the 5 that confused me. Now, based on the winds, at least for that arrival there, the winds would be a crosswind if you land on 3.5. 3.5 is also the longer runway, so it'll be interesting to see what BeyondATC does. And the biggest difference between the two is with FSHud, at least I can see where it's trying to go to. With BeyondATC, I don't have that reference point, so I have to rely just off of it communicating to me, which also throws in a little bit of a kicker. I'm not going to change my livery. I don't know what the livery is for this flight. Oh, I do have to change the plane though, so I do have to import a new SimBrief profile. I didn't want to do that, but I'm going to. Well, I can just edit it, I suppose. Let me edit SimBrief. All right, we're going to edit it to edit it. Sounds like I'm saying something different. Edited it. 19. And we're going to do the CFM engines, because that's what I think I have currently loaded in 2024. Alright, profile. They're saying 11,000 now. Runway 4 and runway 5 arrival. Okay, so it's changed to 5 now. So we are going to do what the SimBrief flight plan says. That's now it's saying runway 5 for the arrival. So there might have been a weather change. Very much could have been a weather change. And you know what? Just because I want to keep things as consistent as they possibly can, I'm going to try to park at the same spot. It is telling me 4 left in sim brief. So we're going to see what BeyondATC will say. Alright, departure is going to be PHNL. Go to Honolulu. And it might be dark here. I don't want to mess with the time of day because it might screw things up. So we'll have to deal with that as well. There's that, and I think it was somewhere over here, right? Let's see. I think it was this one. I think I did. It's close to. Alright, so we're going to load into Honolulu over here. I think this is the default Honolulu, the handcrafted version. Alright, yeah, it is dark out. Son of a gun. Do I dare mess with it? So... if you mess with it, it messes it real time. But the trick was to go back. So we'll try this trick, see if this works. Alright, so... Phoenix, import... delayed, that's fine, I don't care. Load the aircraft, instant. Okay, we'll go ahead and get some power going on. I did a flight the other day in the Phoenix, and I forgot to turn my pumps on. Alright, master switch on, compass, emergency lights, no smoking seatbelt, and starting the APU. And now we're just waiting down here. Let's go ahead and get BeyondATC connected. Again, we don't have a visual reference here on the screen. I can certainly do that if we need to, but I don't think it's necessary. Your flight plan does not contain at least one SID, star, or route waypoint more than 8 nautical miles from either airport. Adjust your flight plan and try again. Wow. Okay, we can't even do it. Your flight plan does not contain at least one star. I'll bring that out on the screen here. Your flight plan does not contain at least one SID, star, or route waypoint more than 8 nautical miles from either airport. So it won't let us do this flight. That's interesting. Well, there's that. So we can't do this flight with BeyondATC, period. Because we don't have either one of the SID, stars, 8 out. So it must be the... oh, deep... well, I guess both of them. Yeah, it's probably both of them. Huh. That's interesting. I've never had that before. What if we adjust things with the profile? Alright, so let's go to SimBrief real quick. And let's see if we make any adjustments. So let's go to Edit. Let's do this one here. So that's there. I don't want to do too much to adjust it. Alright, let's see if that... okay, that seems to work. And this is also the one that J. Russ also said he had problems with, so it's maybe best to actually even do this one. Okay, so we have that. We're going to go auto tunes off. We'll do radio though, auto tune the radio, because I don't care about that. Alright, and we can close out that. Okay, now that that is configured, Let's go to here, request it for United 516. Cost index, I have a cool little thing up here that allows me to fetch our flight plan. Cost index is going to be a 46, and we're cruising up to flight level, geez, we're down now, 5,000. It was 11,000 and it dropped us. Alright, that's all good. Let's go over here. Send this guy. Send this guy. We're on ground now. Okay, over here. Good. Performance, good. Flight plan. Okay. Departing runway 4. Left. Via this guy here. MK. That. And then our arrival is runway, there's a Bravo runway, what now? Which runway are we landing? Five. Alright. RNAV 5 Bravo. We have no star. Okay. Then config. We'll go ahead and auto align our IRSs. Back to performance. And we should be good with this guy. Let's go up here and go to APU bleed. External power is off. Go away those guys. And now let's go ahead and get our pushback tool guy. Good. And let's go ahead and pre-plan it. This is all screwed up. This is not fully functional in 2024 yet, as you can tell, but it works enough. Alright, 5,000, and let's go ahead and get to clearance. Clearance, United 516, request IFR clearance to Papa Hotel Mike Kilo.
United 516 Honolulu clearance cleared to Molokai Airport. Delay tree departure with the Molokai VOR transition, then is filed. Maintain 4,000, departure frequency 118.3, squawk 255 tree.
And let's have it read back it for us.
Cleared to Molokai Airport. Delay 3 departure with the Molokai VOR transition, then is filed. Maintain 4,000, departure frequency 118.3. Squawk 2553.
Alright, we have a company message. Let's go and take a look at that real quick.
United 516, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
121.9er for pushback engine start. United 516, thanks.
You're very welcome.
Oh, that's very nice of them. That's cool. That must be new. Alright, ground United 516, request pushback and engine start.
United
Alright, that's
516
all good.
Honolulu ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
Face southwest, United 516. Alright, so go with that. Engine 2 southwest would be correct that way. And parking brake released. Request and hold. Alright, good to go. It's been a while since I've really consistently talked to ATC. Been using FSHud, and it automatically will do all the talking and radio transition and transmissions and all that stuff for you. Really, really cool. BeyondATC does as well. I feel it's not as good though, because I did a flight Saturday, I think it was, and it didn't transfer the radio. So sometimes it doesn't do that, and I have not had a single issue with FSHud not doing that. And it's not the first time, it's not before. Very minor complaint. I'm very curious what it's going to do on this flight. I am super curious. This will be an interesting experience, to say the least. Geez, we got a big old plane next to us. Got a FedEx down there. Anything on the left here at UPS? We're definitely in the wrong zone because we are Allegiant. But I want to keep us in the same area to see how the taxi instructions work. Alright, we got good engine 1 and 2 going. If you lead off, master switch is on, or sorry, off. And we'll wait for the taxi lights until we get our turn. What I really like about BeyondATC is it does tell you direction, which is really, really cool. Alright, and we're expecting runway, what, didn't tell us in our thing there? Yeah, it didn't tell us, so. Honolulu ground, United 516, request taxi clearance. Landing lights on.
516, runway 4 right, taxi via Charlie.
4 right, taxi via Charlie, United 516.
Negative, clarify departure, runway 4 right.
Runway 4 right via Charlie, United 516. There we go. Alright, so it changed us here too. Remember it did that in the last flight. Insert temp. We need to go to our takeoff config. Good. That's interesting. Wonder why. Wonder why it's going from SimBrief.
Gate 5, request pushback.
Alright, so all the way down to Charlie. We're not going to make the same mistake twice.
Hawaiian 10 heavy, Honolulu ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Pushback approved. Face south.
Alright, so again, the only thing difference in this flight is 1, it's the A319. 2, we're in 2024. 3, I did change the time of day. But the live weather should be still there. I also changed the time of day in 2020, to be fair. So realistically, the only thing changed is a different sim and a different plane. The flight plan also slightly changed because we're going to, what was it? Play 3 or something? Departing via Play 3. Now, BeyondATC...
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Pushback approved. Face west. Delta Tree 68 heavy.
I know BeyondATC isn't as loud as FSHud, so hopefully you didn't have to adjust your volume too much in that one. But BeyondATC, what was I going to say? Oh, the traffic is all auto-injected. It uses this auto stuff, which is cool. But I do like FSHud giving you the option to use anything you like. You can use whatever you like with the model matching. Over to tower 118.1, United 516. See ya. I'm being lazy and letting it do the comm change. Which is funny because I, in the past, you know, asked me whatever 10 months ago and I'm like, no way, I'm doing it all myself. Alright, landing lights are on. Tower, United 516, holding short runway 4 right, ready to go. Alright, up top here.
United 516, Honolulu Tower, wind 050 at 10, fly heading 110, runway 4 right, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 4 right, United 516, thanks.
My pleasure.
That's cool. Alright, fly heading 110 on departure. I don't remember saying that before, that's pretty cool. There was this thing I noticed yesterday with BeyondATC. It will say, it changed, shoot, I can't remember what it says. I was blown away when it said it though. It's not C yet, it's something else. There's something, it's just hilarious. It's so, it's spoken a lot, at least in Americans. I thought that was hilarious. Alright, heading 110. So that already was interesting because it didn't give us a heading in FSHud. We kind of just vectored over. But we also didn't have departures. Alright, rotating. Positive rate of climb, gear going up. And let's make our turn on over, 110. Okay, good departure so far.
United 516, contact HCF departure. Take care.
Over to departure, United 516, thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great flight.
I do like that. Departure, United 516, passing 1400, climbing 4000.
United 516.
Alright, flaps going up.
Radar contact, clear direct Palais. Resume the Palais tree. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
Direct to Palais, resume Palais 3, climb, maintain 5000, United 516. Alright, so.
United 516, contact Honolulu Center
Direct.
127.6.
Uh-oh. Over to 127.6, United 516, see ya. Alright, now something's confused here. Palais, I'm supposed to go to Palais. So, P-A-L-A-Y. And then, this guy here. Insert. Okay, we have that set. Let's got that. Got that. Let's go AP on. Cleared 5,000. Okay, on frequency. Honolulu Center, United 516, passing 4,500, climbing 5,000.
United 516, Honolulu Center, roger.
Alright, so now's where I'm a little confused because where are we supposed to be going? We have the Palais 3. What does our profile say here? Palais 3 MKK. Alright, so we're gonna go direct to MKK after this. Alright, so after this, MKK. And then after that, we'll see what happens. Alright, let's go ahead and put our approach information in, though, which I don't think we're going to have a whole lot. Well, we do now, for some reason. Okay, so, QNH is 3004, temperatures 22. I didn't have this before, that's really weird. SimBrief wasn't providing this to me. And the wind 040 at 8. Runway 5 from the arrival. So minimums are going to be technically 1640. Okay, arrival is set. So we're going here, going to MKK. And then we're going to see what happens. So with FSHud, we went to MKK. It vectored us around. At first, it was trying to send us off this way, but it corrected us, sent us to 110, swung us around. We intercepted, and then came in for the arrival. Runway 5 is there. Runway 5 is what I'm still expecting, based on what SimBrief is telling me. We'll see if BeyondATC changes that, though. Science experiment is always fun here. Science experiments. Now I've done this flight, but I've done it the other way. I don't think I've. Well, yeah, I come into this airport a couple different times, but I don't remember the last time I've done it in BeyondATC. Viper's Racing, welcome in. You like 2020? I do like 2020. This is 2024 right now. We're doing a experiment. The first part of the stream was in 2020 with the iFly 737 using FSHud as ATC. This flight now is number 2 in 2024 with the Phoenix A319 using BeyondATC. I honestly should have done a test flight with the say intentions as well, just to see how they all do. But I'm too cheap to spend 20 bucks on it to use it for one time. That will come down the road when I do a comparison video. Yep, this is 2024 right now.
United 516, turn left, heading 075. Descend, maintain 3,000 feet, altimeter 3003, Molokai Airport, landing runway 5.
That's interesting. Left heading 075, descend and maintain 3,000, landing runway 5, United 516. Alright, 075, we're on course.
United 516, altimeter 3004, expect a visual approach, runway 5.
Expect a visual, runway 5, United 516. You have FPS drops for 2024? Okay, so we are cleared for 3,000. Okay, so far I like the information beforehand with BeyondATC. Now, FSHud gave me the visual references in the sim panel. So I could have always looked there, but I was a bit confused on the approach now. So this looks like it's going to be a direct. It said visual, so we might get a direct visual. I don't know if FSHud does visuals or not. I think I've only gotten ILSs. I don't know for sure though. Alright, we'll go ahead and make our descent a little bit more here, and we'll also go on down here and activate our approach. Okay, so now we'll start decelerating. So runway 4 is going to be just off to the side, or sorry, runway 5 is going to be just off to the side here.
United 516, contact Honolulu Center 124.1.
Over to center, 124.1, United 516, see ya. Center, United 516, passing 4,000, descending 3,000.
United 516, Honolulu Center, copy.
Okay, so my only concern coming in this direction is the terrain.
United 516, turn right, heading 085, vectors for the approach.
Right 085, United 516. 085, maybe it heard me and knew that there's some mountains ahead of us, but I don't think it has terrain awareness yet. Apparently that's a very difficult thing to do.
United 516, turn right, heading 100.
Right heading 100, United 516. So, J. Russ, I hope you're watching this one at some point. I'll reference it to you in the channel here, but so far no communication issues. At one point for departure, it didn't hear me forward right or something. I might have not enunciated that right, but so far no issues with the communication part.
United 516 airport is at your 11 o'clock 14 miles. Report the field in sight.
It's right down there. Field in sight, United 516. Don't technically have it in sight,
United
but
516, cleared visual approach runway 5.
oh boy. Clear for the visual runway 5, United 516. Alright, so 5 would be over here. Okay, well, I guess we're cleared to land. So let's swing on over. Not clear to land, but we're clear for the visual approach at least. Let's bring our flaps down. This is awfully interesting approach for sure. There's the airport right there. I feel this is a poor decision. But we're above the RNAV approach, so altitude's good.
United 516, contact Molokai Tower 125.
Gear coming down. Over the tower, 125.7, United 516, see ya. Tower, United 516 on the visual, runway 5.
United 516, Molokai Tower, wind 030 at 8, runway 5, cleared to land.
Runway 5, cleared to land, United 516. Alright, there's our airport in sight. Runway is right there. It's all gravy. AP coming off. Silence the alarm. Clear that guy. Alright, now we just gotta get it on the ground. Okay, I stand corrected, I believe. I think I stand corrected. This approach is pretty good. Alright, so we're high based off what the pappies are saying here. So I'm going to drop us a little bit, but not too much because there's a mountain below us. Flaps 4 coming in. So I'm sure I could have been a lot lower, but I get nervous when there's mountains. But this approach was pretty good. Now, I would have rather had the RNAV Bravo approach to bring us way out to see how that did. But for the visual, it did a good job. It got me lined up. I knew where the airport was. Plenty of room. We had our clearance to land. Now, again, I could have screwed up the Bravo arrival. Who knows? Still a little high. Speed's looking really good though. Spoilers armed, checked.
100 above.
100 above, because of the mountains, will be alright. Okay, we're on runway 5 arrival.
500.
Minimum callout's good. Alright, we're on it. And we'll exit to the left, and so I'm not sure who to give this win to. I think it's a draw. I'll give them more detail. I'm going to think about it here as I'm making this approach in. Okay, looking good. On the pappies.
Too low. Terrain.
20. Retard.
Alright, touchdown. Reversers out. It's short runway, so we gotta kind of stomp on those brakes a little bit. Alright, welcome to Makachika or something like that.
United 516, exit left at Alpha.
Left at Alpha, United 516. Okay, so let's look at, I should be able to pull that up. I'm going to park in the same spot. We're just going to kill off the ATC at this point because we got what we wanted. Alright. let's look at Volanta real quick. So, oh, we don't get the second flight in here, do we? Or is that the second flight? That's first, yeah, it's second flight. Alright, so the first flight, had us depart runway 4 right, which is good. We made our own vector off. It cleared us for the, what was it, Playa 3? Direct to MK, K, and then it vectored us in for the visual, which is really good. Look at this approach here. Really, really good. It gave us to turn, and then it told us that we're clear for the visual. I knew where the runway was. We had it all in, you know, mostly in sight. There's a big mountain here, so, but I knew where the runway was based on the instruments here. We got us aligned for runway 5. Pretty good. Altitude was really good too. Had us at 3,000 here, and then once we had once it gave us clear for the visual, we were able to descend at our own discretion, which we did. So I would say with the vectors, with the entire flight plan here, all was good. The exception is that with FSHud, it allowed us to do the flight without having to manipulate it at all. So now if we go to our flights real quick, do we have the first one in here? Yes, we do. Alright, so the first one here, we did our own vector off. It didn't tell us to turn a certain direction, but we knew we had to go in that direction because they had us cleared to, I can't remember what the waypoint was, but it had us clear direct to a waypoint based on what the visual reference gave us in FSHud. So we went there, all was grand. We continued the arrival. And then we're going to, it made us, it vectored us at this point all the way around to get back onto the RNAV Bravo, and then had us turn in for the arrival. But that might have been my fault, as I showed earlier in the stream. So in terms of following the flight plan, I feel that FSHud followed it structured correctly. BeyondATC did the best job in terms of us getting us comfortably where we were supposed to go without any kind of weird turns in. I think if FSHud would have gave us direct to the A-tone, I think it was what it's called. So it had us gone out here and then come in, I think it would have been a better flight overall for the arrival. So very interesting. Both got us there. I feel that BeyondATC did a better job overall with that though. So interesting experiment for sure. Anyways, thanks for everyone for watching the stream. Very interesting to see how everything worked on both of these flights with 2 different sims, 2 different planes, 2 different ATCs. And we'll do our normal flights next week sometime. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you for the next stream. Take care.